ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for stopping back on by here on the channel day in, day out, and all of that other stuff. Today, let us go ahead and dive on into Utopia, their album Raw. We've listened to the first track, we've listened to Hiroshima, and now we're listening to Sunburst, finish the final track on the first side of the album. We're listening to this because it was suggested and sponsored by Tony. Tony, just hit the microphone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the support and the suggestion as well. Not this microphone. I have another microphone down here when I do the TV reactions. And all right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. This track was also suggested, I see, by Alan Hopewell. So, Alan, hope all is well.
Please clap.
Let's go ahead and dive on into this. We will discuss it, of course, a little bit after. Here we go. Kind of sounds like Wettin' a little bit. Kind of has a Queen vibe right there. That's a heavy, like, funky groove behind that guitar. Yeah. It's a good line. I like this squirmy guitar bass line here. It's like, excuse me. Okay. Definitely sped things up here. Oh, they brought it back. Listen to that synth. I like that. I do love this back and forth happening. The guitar, that synth in the beginning. That cuts through. Sounds like UK a little bit. That was short-lived. Back again. It's like these two are competing with each other, the fast and the slow down part. That fast part is, it goes away so quick though. That's like that soul psychedelic this part that's speaking.
Bring the frown. Only love can make you smile.
This does feel like a Sunburst finish. This is a fantastic ending, I will say that. It's gonna be a long fade out, 30 seconds. It's a very long fade out. Okay, that truly did live up to its name. This is ending the first side of the album, Sunburst finish, and especially with the ending the way that it is just radiating heat with that big climax. It's incredibly satisfying, and this track feels like such a journey leading up to that. It feels like Ra's chariot riding across the sky there. And I love how the guitars are going off so much. I love how the synths and the keyboards are as well. And in the very end, you get that little slide on the keys, which I think sounds really cool. And it just sounds so climactic and so glorious. It's like the sun rising over the horizon with the way that it ends up there. Okay, the track is pretty interesting. It has a lot going on. The verse, it has almost like this, I wouldn't go as far as to say funk rock, but it's rock with a funky backbone. Absolutely. That backbone is doing a lot of dance moves back there. And I love how squirmy and squiggly the guitar and the bass line are playing in that particular point. And one thing I thought was kind of cool is like some of the vocal stylings here reminding me of Queen with the way that the band are kind of harmonizing and singing out together. Some of the vocals, I couldn't say exactly who, but someone that was singing reminded me of Wettin as well. And the only reason I say it like that is because all of the band are credited with lead vocals on the album. So I think you really get a full effect of that here in this particular track because you can clearly hear in the verse, you know, there's changing vocalists leading. And then obviously as it gets to those parts with everyone shouting out as a chorus, you definitely get that group effort there. And so they all take part and they all take lead in the vocal department. And I think that this really shows that group effort. And I think that shows the team creativity really, really well in this particular song and how they all deliver that, because they all do have naturally a unique voice. And I think the way they shift in the verse and they kind of switch and trade lines, or the way they all come together in harmony, it just works really, really well in making this a true group effort. That's the third time or so I've said group effort. But I just think that that's really cool, how they all get down on that truly. And then, of course, you have, Rundgren, electric guitar, and throughout this thing, he is playing his soul out of his soul. I love the ending with, obviously the chorus of everyone singing, the spoken word vocals that to me remind me of kind of like a soul kind of parliament, maybe like a parliament thing that like they would do that. They would, like Mothership Connection kind of thing. They would just take a second out and just kind of speak. Or kind of reminded me of Funkadelic a little bit, and that kind of spoken word and delivery. And I like that. I like the effect that it has here in the music. I think that works really well. It kind of adds to the climax, and I think it adds a sort of mystique to the music, of which it's clearly talking about, the pyramids, and there's something happening there, some sort of divinity, some sort of worshiping happening there in some parts of the lyrics at least. So I think that all works really well. Okay, so when we get to the break, after the second chorus, we get a really cool solo, cool. And then eventually we get to that break, which we have that very fast tempo part where it sounds like they're Mahavishnu Orchestra. Like, it's just like blazing saddles at that particular moment. And the first time it does that, it's pretty cool because it just does that as a break, and then they go back to the singing and everything after that. Cool. It's an interesting little break. Then they bring it back again, but this time as it's leading its charge towards the end, they go back and forth continuously between that fast up-tempo rapid section and then a really nice and satisfying slow down like climactic burst, which is really, really cool. Now, you know me, I prefer the slower, the more melodic, those big, open, satisfying kind of moments, as opposed to the fast tempo, more chaotic. In this particular track, I'm of two minds. On one hand, I wish they didn't go back and forth so quickly. I wish they okay, you stay in your lane, let's play the fast part for a while, and then switch over completely to that more slowed down, powerful moment. But on the other hand, the faster parts at that particular section near the end are so quickly played, they're kind of in and out, cut short, and then it goes back to those slower, powerful moments. So, I like it, and perhaps I'm even nitpicking a little bit. Perhaps it's me. Because I do like it. I'd have to give it another listen on that regard, or in that regard, as towards the ending back and forth in particular. But I do think that as a whole, it works quite well. It's an enjoyable listen for sure. I gotta give it another listen just to see how that part lines up for me. We'll see. Sometimes it takes another listen. I know that I enjoyed it, but I want to know if I really enjoyed it, or if I just liked it, Ritual dancer spins away, lost in a whirling dervish ballet. Musicians playing out of tune in perfect harmony. I like that line. Traveling down the sandy track, compass in hand, guitar on my back, trying to find the secret truth inside the pyramid. Ask Alan Parsons. Foxy Pharaoh knows it all, won't tell. Dangerous knowledge locked in a cell. Method and madness, ancient logic, never-ending mystery. The anticipation fills the air as the natives gather round, watching the fiery sun go down in the technicolor sky. Exploding mandala of light, disappearing into darkness, a stunning sunburst finish shatters the horizon. So it's like when the sun's going down, that last little bit of light, that last sunburst finish. Eye of the Sphinx now winks at you. What is he thinking? Wish that I knew. He probably has a riddle for you. Wonder of wisdom far beyond this mortal comedy. Wind of the desert blowing strong, mist of the ocean kissed by the sun, tropical splendor, paradise is calling you away. See, there's this wonderful mystical wanderlust happening here. Make up your mind, don't make a scene. Wake up to find your garden is green. Please take a seat on board, the destination is Utopia. Please take a seat on board what? This fantastic voyage, come around at the bow, get on up. I should do that song for a JP fave. Fantastic voyage. Oh my God. Anticipation fills the air as the natives gather round. Okay. Echoing across the canyon, hear the song of the gypsy caravan. Magical voices in flight. Looking for the next oasis neath the glow of the silver shadow moon. Radiant princess of night. It's very beautifully personifying and poetically discussing the sun, the pyramids, the desert, and the mysticalness of it all, the mystique of it all. And I think, like, in a sense, there's almost a physical part to this, as he's traveling down with the guitar on his back, maybe not literally visiting the pyramids and such, but maybe metaphorically, maybe symbolically here as they're performing their music. The album is entitled Raw. Naturally, that's where the music lends itself. So I think when he's saying, I'm traveling with a guitar on my back, he just means that that's the direction musically that the album is taking, or at least in this track for sure. Stay forever. This is the voice that's delivering it. Stay forever, stay for a while, hypnotized by sight and sound. Empty feelings bring a frown. Only love can make you smile. And then it repeats on from there. I thought that's a great track, and I think that really nicely kind of bookends at least this particular side of the album as well. That's a good one. That's a good one. Let me know what you guys thought of it, of course, down there in the comments below. I hope that you enjoyed the music. I hope you enjoyed, in some capacity, my company. Tony, thank you so much for the suggestion and for the support. I really do appreciate that quite a bit. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your morning, evening, afternoon, and any time in between. Maybe you're outside looking at that sunburst finish. I got a little bit, actually it's too cloudy right now. I can't even see the sun. It's 5:09 in the afternoon right now. Can't see the sun because it's just so cloudy outside. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, guys.